Hey yo, YouTube, what's going on, man? It's Full Potential 1000, and in this video, I quite want to make it more, more direct to the point of what this YouTube channel, what I want it to be. I've been reviewing the videos that I've posted, and what I found is that most of the things that I say are not actually from me to say, as in my experiences and what I think of it. Most of them have been from people that have told me that, hey, this experience is one, two, three, and that experience is one, two, three. And I believed in it, no questions asked, but I didn't actually just took a break and actually thought that why don't I go ahead and find out for myself if what he or she says is actually true, or actually I'd actually find my own truth. So it's a new year. Happy New Year's. And I hope that in this new year you still seek to be higher than the self that you left in last year, to improve and to seek higher. The topic of this video and what I wanted to talk about is, in this new year 2024, I want us all, especially I want me, I want, I'll be talking about creating self. So, I've been trying to create, not even trying, I've been on the journey of creating myself. And I found out a lot of things about me, of which I think is just a little percent of all of me. I don't believe that I know all of me, right? Because I've only been awakened to this information since I was like 16, and now I'm 18, turning 19 in May. I want to advise you, viewer, and I want to advise myself, because every time I make these videos, it's not about just the viewers, it's also about me. It's more also me talking to a mirror and me talking to people, advising them about my experiences. So I've wrote down 4 points to just sum it down to what I've experienced when I actually started to say, let me just look into myself. Let me, for once, look into the mirror and actually go deep and know myself. Now, the first point that I wrote down is, when you actually start, now this is when you actually start to decide that I want to know myself and I want to start to get to get that control of self. Once I know myself, and you realize that you come into a more, say, a deep dive. You'll dive in deep into yourself, find things that you've left in the past, choices that you've made that you regret, things that you said you forget and you'll remember later in the future. Find find things that you don't like about yourself, things that you do like about yourself, tendencies that you make, every corner of yourself. You're diving deep. I remember this because in high school, once I started knowing myself, wanting to know myself, I went in this deep dive. I'd find myself most of the time just sitting alone in my thoughts. Every I'd notice everything that passes through my mind. And actually when I get that, maybe one thought passes through my mind and I grab that thought and think what caused that thought to come. Once I find that cause, it says a lot about me. I know more about me. I remember there was a time that I used to fear making speeches. And once I was on this journey to knowing self, I no longer just tried to pass through that thought or just panicked in that thought. I grabbed that thought and wanted to find the cause of it. I found out that I was scared because I cared about what people said about me or how people viewed me. Especially, I'd make my own thoughts when one person watches me. I'd immediately think about the things that they would say, what they're thinking, because they're looking at me in a certain way. Instead of just not giving a fuck, I used to care about people, what they think about me. I lived through their eyes and not mine. In this journey, we'll dive in deep, ask, ask questions that are the ones that are needed to be asked to yourself, to know yourself. The second point, let me see, is finding flaws or things that you don't like about yourself. Because once you deep and you're diving in yourself, you will have, let me say, a layout of so many things about yourself. I had one. And in this layout, I could point out things that I found knowing myself, things that I don't like, and things that I liked about myself. There was one thing that I didn't like. I didn't like how I moved or how I hold myself. I was very goofy, very, very childish in high school years, and I didn't like that very much. And I didn't even want it to be. Once you find these bad things, make sure that the reason that you don't like them is not because you don't like them because other people don't like them. Don't let that be your reason. That's weak. It'll throw you off and you won't be authentic to yourself. You'll create more bullshit. Now, I found these things that I didn't like. I was very fearful too, but I knew that I was stubborn.